The Aztecs are number 14 in the nation, getting ready for the Cal Bears tomorrow night in Berkeley. Now joining us is the head coach of the undefeated Aztecs, Steve Fisher. Coach, always a pleasure to have you on the show. How you been?
Kind of like a one-arm paper hanger, running. I'm on my way to the airport, getting ready to head up to Berkeley.
What a year so far, Coach. 8-0. Is this what you envisioned the entire offseason?
Well, everybody hopes to be unscathed at this point. Rarely does it happen. We've played well when we played the better teams, and we've got a good basketball team. I think everybody knows that. Led by 5 seniors, and we guard, which creates offensive opportunities. And if for our fans who have been out to watch us, we've been able to get some spurts where we go on 14-0, 12-2 runs that take a close game and give us some breathing room.
Coach, I know you have 5 seniors, and this team has been building on success for the past few years with you. But, I mean, you had an early win at Gonzaga. You had Wichita State and St. Mary's. St. Mary's a Sweet 16 team. 8-0 start. Is there any kind of surprise at all for you that you've had such early success?
I think from the outside, most people thought we would have a hard time at Gonzaga. They had lost 4 games in 5 years up there. So that was a game that I think drew the attention of the nation on national TV, and every time they made a run, we answered and earned a hard-fought 3-point victory. I think that set the stage for where we are now. Got the early rating, that just accented it. And then at home, we beat 2 really good teams, in St. Mary's and Wichita State. I made the comment, Wichita State has a look and feel of a Big Ten, Pac-10, Big 12 type team. They look that way. They're like a lot like us. So both of those wins also were really good wins.
Aztecs up in Berkeley tomorrow night taking on the Cal Bears. We're talking to head coach Steve Fisher. Coach, I was there Saturday night. I was amazed. A lot of adrenaline in the building. I got the chills. This crowd was amazing. How much of a role does this crowd play in the success we see on the court?
They're invaluable. Gosh, they led by our students. We had about 3,400 students at each of the last 2 games.
Wow. They
have had a great time, and they have made our building, along with our players, a very, very difficult place to come into and get out with a victory. We were 15-1 last year, and we have been energized by our crowd.
Coach, at any given time, Kawhi Leonard could dominate a game. He was Mountain West Conference Player of the Week twice. Malcolm Thomas, he just got it. DJ Gay orchestrating the offense very well. But is there indeed a signature guy on this team? Like if I was a coach of another team and I said we had to stop this guy, do you have one of those guys on the team?
That's the beauty about our team, Gerard. I think when you scheme and game plan for us, it can't be, well, we'll stop Kawhi and we'll win. We've got 6 guys that are averaging between 9 and about 15. And we're a hard guard. Billy White in our most recent win, 10 for 12 from the field, was sensational. Rayhan in the Long Beach game was sensational. So I think that the depth and the versatility to be able to score inside out makes us a very difficult team to prepare for and guard.
Absolutely. And, Coach, specifically with Kawhi Leonard, I know we use the word pressure when there's NBA scouts at your games, but how do you keep that from being a distraction when Kawhi knows that there's talk of him playing professionally at the next level? Is that ever a topic where you have to keep him focused?
He's a young kid. He's 19 years old, and it wears on you, I'm sure. But we talk about it. You can't play for the crowd or the scouts. You have to play. You have to do whatever you can to help your team win. And I use the phrase, when the team wins, everybody's boat right. Mm-hmm. And don't worry about stats. Don't worry about shots. Don't worry about minutes. Very easy to say, Kawhi has done a great job of doing what's required to win. And a lot of that is scoring, but he does so much more than scoring.
Coach, let's take that one step further. How do you guard against your players, just the entire team, seeing the press clippings, seeing the highlights on SportsCenter, knowing that their future is probably in March, you're making a good run in March, but how do you guard against that to make sure they stay focused throughout the entire season?
Every day you prepare for the next day, and try to practice with game expectations. The two things in practice you would hope to do in a game. Once again, I'll revert back to the veterans that we've got, led by DJ Gay. He is a wonderful example for all of us. That never gets too high when you're on a real good run, as we are right now. Never gets too low when there's a struggle. And he's a workman-like player. He takes that blue-collar work ethic and that hard hat to the gym, and I do believe that rubs off. And we got nice kids who truly do want to be successful, and can't help but listen and read and hear, but you can't get caught up in it.
What a spectacular start. The Aztecs are 8-0. They will be in Berkeley tomorrow to take on the Cal Bears. We're talking to their head coach, Steve Fisher. Coach, when I watch this team, there's so much talent, and even when I look at your bench, I see so much talent. Is that ever a concern that you just don't have enough minutes for all these guys?
I think it's a concern when the players, when they don't get as many minutes as they want. But again, it's always a little easier when you're winning to accept, well, I didn't get to play that game or only got 5 minutes, so we won. So you have to deal with that. And then others have to do what our team has done in private time when nobody's watching. After our game against Wichita, they went over and hugged Mehdi and talked about what a phenomenal job he did. Did not play in the Long Beach or in the St. Mary's game. Played 5 first-half minutes, scored 6 points, had 2 offensive rebounds, and was a catalyst for us. And he was so appreciative of the recognition that his teammates gave him.
Coach, some coaches like to give their team an easy start at the beginning of the season to kind of gel together. Some coaches, like Tom Izzo at Michigan State, like to have his team run the gauntlet from the very beginning to kind of get them ready. You guys are 9th in the RPI. You have a pretty tough schedule to start it off. What's your mentality? What's your mindset when you're setting up your schedule for years coming forward?
You look at who you have or who you think you have. We had a veteran team. We wanted more, and this is highly documented. Wanted more home games against good people early, and we couldn't get them. We had a very difficult time. So we start 5 straight away from home. We felt as if we had the personnel and the experience to do that, and through a little bit of good fortune and good play, we were able to play those 5 straight away from home and win all of them. But that comes with knowing you've got 5 veterans. If I'd have had 5 freshmen, I would have been a little more reluctant to play that many in a row away from home.
Right. Sure. Coach, you guys are the best team on the West Coast. Undefeated. You're not a secret. People know about your program. Any parallels to your days in Ann Arbor with Michigan, having this much exposure, popularity, notoriety? Can you make any comparisons to how it was coaching Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, and the great Michigan teams?
Number one, I don't know that we are the best team on the West Coast, but we are a really good team. We're playing a really good team in Cal tomorrow night. Don't let the 5-point first half against Notre Dame fool you. This is a well-coached, good basketball team.
Yeah.
You know, here in San Diego, I think that we all need to embrace the fact that we're rated, that we've had back-to-back sellout crowds, that we've got great energy and a belief that we might have a special team. But you can't get too far ahead of the curve, and you can't get too far ahead of preparing yourself for that next opponent. And that's what they're trying to do. And again, I think they're doing a really good job of that. Once again, we're not perfect. And some days we have to remind them that this is not championship basketball in practice. And if every day you leave practice saying, boy, I really like how I prepared, how I practiced today. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. If you know that you practice hard and smart, then, we got a chance to be pretty good.
Without a doubt. It'll be fun tomorrow. Coach, congrats on the early success. We wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on, and help us from a distance get a win tomorrow up in Cal.
You got it, Coach.
You got it.